My name is Mark Urban Lorraine, and Dean Kempel has asked me to speak on behalf of the College of Engineering and outline some of our efforts and how they might articulate with the STEM Alliance efforts here. And again, I'm going to take a slightly different tack than the previous speakers. Maybe that's a good thing so we don't hear the same message over and over again. So first, some background on our work in engineering related to STEM education in the Center for Engineering Education Research. Since 2007, CEER has led NSF-funded research projects totaling over $10 million. And some key features of those projects are that they focus on undergraduate STEM courses and retention, generally in the first 2 years. That's where the attrition takes place. They are interdisciplinary, and they cross multiple departments and colleges. And we're very proud of our efforts to try to work across departments and colleges. They address sustainability or institutionalization, and more recently they've been addressing barriers to adopting evidence-based practices. And so how can our experiences in engineering help inform some of the work of the STEM Alliance? And while engineering is part of STEM, there are two key areas where we differ from other STEM disciplines. And the first is that engineering is a professional degree. And the second is that engineering has more external stakeholder demands, and those primarily are in the form of our ABET accreditation that focuses on student outcomes rather than on teaching inputs. Furthermore, funding for engineering education research reveals NSF's changing goals, and I want to call attention to key features of three major NSF programs that show those changes, and I think that those are things that we're concerned about since the ACF, now rebranded, is intended to help drive external funding. So the first, Improving Undergraduate STEM Education, or IUS, many of you are probably familiar and funded under this, has two primary thrusts. And the first is what they call engaged student learning. And in those, the projects are, quote, encouraged to form collaborations among STEM disciplinary researchers, education researchers, and cognitive scientists so that their projects can best leverage what is known about how people learn. And the second major thrust is what they call institutional and community transformation. And in that thrust, they expect proposals will, quote, recognize that STEM higher education is a complex system, and achieving change goals involves analyzing and addressing the relevance and impact of critical organizational factors that could impede or facilitate progress toward the stated goals. For example, support from key administrative leaders, ranging from presidents and provosts to deans and department chairs, is often particularly important in affecting development, impact, and sustainability of change efforts. And again, we're really pleased here that the administration and the entire university has come together to support these efforts. The next two programs I want to call attention to are engineering specific, and for those of you outside engineering, you're probably not aware of these, but I believe they're indicative of some directions that NSF is heading with their funding. And the first is called the Research in the Formation of Engineers program, and it's a new program that replaces the Research and Engineering Education program at NSF. And, quote, ultimately the RFE aims to transform the engineering formation system, and thus the impact of proposed projects in this system must be described. Proposals should address one or more of these challenges: advancing holistic engineering formation, diversifying pathways to and through engineering, exploring citizen engineering credentialing and expertise, developing engineering-specific theories of how engineers are formed, and understanding how change in engineering formation processes travels, translates, transfers, diffuses, or scales. And you'll note that none of these address the content of our curriculum, but require systemic changes in the structure of our program, curriculum, and courses. And the final NSF program that I want to call attention to is what they call the Professional Formation of Engineers, Revolutionizing Engineering Departments. And this solicitation focuses on entire departments, and, quote, proposed efforts for departmental change should be revolutionary, not incrementally reformist. Revolutionary means radically, suddenly, or completely new, producing fundamental structural change or going outside of or beyond existing norms and principles. And so again, I think that my read and my sense from having interacted with a lot of NSF program officers is that NSF views engineering, because of these other issues, as a likely first place to explore these kinds of principles, and that they are probably signaling the future foci for NSF funding STEM education research. And I hope the STEM Education Alliance will be able to leverage our collective efforts to address those. Thank you.